Hey guys, Gino Zero. Let's make some applesauce. Here's how we do it. I'm not an expert. Don't tell me I'm doing it wrong, all that other kind of stuff. I'm just showing you guys how I take apples from the tree that was picked a little while ago and turn them into applesauce. So step one that I do is peel and core the apple. Now in order to do that, I don't have an apple peeler or an apple corer. I just take and I cut them into quarters like that. And you should be able just to reach underneath there with a little paring knife and pop that core out like that. And finish peeling your apple all the way around. Get as much of that, get the peel off, and slice it. You want to slice it. I slice mine really thin, so that way whenever you're cooking them, they cook down a little bit quicker. Toss it into a bucket here. It's got some water and a little bit of lemon juice in it to keep them from turning brown. And it takes quite a bit of apples, but we have quite a bit of apples that we got from Carl Ray, one of the old timers down the creek, one of our elders here on the creek. He was kind enough to let us pick a bunch of apples because the apples did really well this year. So this is what we're doing with them. Like I say, just quarter them up, slice them, peel them. It takes a little bit of work. Slice them thin, but the work will be rewarded when we make and can up the applesauce. So this is step one. Peel and core your apple. And I hope this is getting in on the camera. So when we get to step two, we'll get back with you. Okay, step two is we move them apple slices from the buckets, put them in a strainer here, give them a quick rinsing off, and then we put them into this stock pot here. Granted, this is not a very big batch, not going to be a great big batch. We'll see how much we get out of this, and we'll go down. What we're going to do now is we're going to put all these in here once they're rinsed, and then we're going to put them on the stove and start cooking them down. So once we get to the stove and start cooking, we'll get back with you. Alrighty, we've got the apples in here. We don't have a whole lot of liquid in there because the apples have a lot of liquid in them, and they will cook down. That liquid will cook out. We've just got a small batch of light syrup that we made up, syrup with just sugar water pretty much. So now we're going to add a little bit of cinnamon. I would say, I don't know how much that is.
The taste?
That much, how much that is. We're going to add just a little bit more granulated sugar. And we're going to let it cook down. And then as we cook it down, we'll taste it and add a little bit more what we need to add to it and go from there. And then once we get it all the way cooked down, then we'll hit it with a stick blender and mush it all up and have homemade applesauce. But anyway, now I'm going to put a lid on it. I'm going to turn it on about medium heat or so and let it start cooking. So we'll get back with you in a little bit. Okay guys, we've been simmering here. After about 5 or 10 minutes or so, when the water started boiling, I forgot to tell you that I took the lid off once it started boiling, and we just started letting it cook and see how it's starting to get thick, starting to thicken up real good. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn the heat down from medium to medium low-ish, about number 3, about number 3 or so, like that. And we're going to let it cook because now you got to really watch it and babysit it so that it doesn't scorch to the bottom of your pan, because scorched applesauce will taste like, well, poo. So, and there we go. So now we're just going to keep stirring it, and we're going to let it really soft, get really thick, and then we're going to get the stick blender out and hit it with a stick blender. So we're going to let this cook maybe 10 more minutes or so. So we'll get back with you in a little bit. Okay guys, you see the consistency of it? It's everything is cooked out of there except for pretty much just the syrup. We cooked all the liquid out. All the water has been cooked out of it, and it's real thick and syrupy. Now you can use, I'm sure you can use a potato masher, or you can use a regular blender. Or somebody's going to be, you're doing it wrong. Well, I don't have a masher. I have a stick blender because we're fancy out here on the creek. Fancy on the creek. So anyway, we are going to hit it with our stick blender here. I guess it helps when the stick blender is plugged in. Right, there we go. Everything that is electric works when it's plugged in. Just saying. Just saying. So now we hit it with our fancy stick blender. Chop up all those chunks. Make it a nice. You can make it, well, you can make it as chunky as you want to chunk it. You can make it extra smooth. You can leave a little chunk in it. We babysit. Sometimes we babysit for our neighbors, and we have some small children here, so we're going to make it not so chunky. A nice, smooth, pasty consistency. Man, it smells good. So if cinnamon and sugar is something that you stock up on, which is something that we stock up on, even if bad things happen and we find ourselves on our own, we'll still be able to make applesauce and apple pie filling and so on and so forth. And there we go. I think we're going to call that good. Good applesauce. Now, we're going to just put this in pint jars and can it. Can it, with a water bath canner, any way that you would any other apple product. Apples just need to be water bath. They don't need to be pressure canned or any of that kind of stuff. So now there's the applesauce, and it is good and hot. So we're going to go ahead and get this going while it's still hot. I'm not going to make a how-to can applesauce video, because if you've seen one video on how to can apple products, then you've seen a video on how to can all apple products. So thank you guys very much for watching. Give it a shot. It's really crazy easy to do. All you need to do is get you some apples and do a little bit of work, and it's well worth it. So thanks for watching. If I can do it, you can do it. Y'all have a great day. God bless. The end. Buzz, buzz. The end.